Now, listen, you guys, a lot is actually going on in as far as, the female rap streets are concerned. We're going to talk about Akademiks breaking down why he put out that tweet where he said that, well, you should pray for Nicki Minaj, and where he said that Roc Nation was devious. We're also going to be discussing about Ice Spice and, of course, these bots that have been caught on her, YouTube account. Meanwhile, Caresha is beefing with Tyla. This is certainly a beef that I didn't see coming. Arrogant Hair is being accused of pillow talking to Dream Door about Nicki Minaj's son. And these are some of the things that we'll be talking about in this video. Hello tea lovers and welcome to the tea blog. I trust you guys are doing well and I trust you are doing great. Personally, I am doing great, you guys. I am doing extremely well. I was about to lie. I think I'm about to have some form of flu, hence my voice. But regardless, let's dive straight into today's tea. So, first of all, let's talk about Paprika Spice and these bots. Now, one thing about it is that these record labels and the teams of these girlies do use bots. Now, I wouldn't understand why anybody would choose to bot 6 million streams within less than 24 hours. Views, actually, not streams. 6 million views for an Ice Spice video within less than 24 hours. At this point, that's just being too reckless and careless. Can't you at least do the botting, somehow, in stages? Like maybe bought 1 million and then bought another 1 million the next day. Why would you just massively buy 6 million views? To me, it's reckless. Because what were they trying to do at the end of the day? So people have been calling her out because, well, there is a screenshot that is actually circulating of, her music video, Betty Betty, which had 6 million views and 21K likes. Does that even make any sense? And what's the point of botting the views, really? What do you guys hope to achieve by that? I just don't get it, because at the end of the day, you're losing money. You're not making money from the views. What? You're buying status to make people believe that you're bigger than what you truly are. It's just insane to me, honestly. But it seems like she is turning around trying to blame someone. She is saying that, well, she believes that somebody else thought they ate when they, when they were out there botting her views on YouTube, okay? I guess it was so intense that, and so clear that she couldn't even deny that, well, these were bots. So she decided to basically shift the blame on an imaginary op or somebody. And people are saying that, well, it is advocate BBL that she's blaming for botting her video just to embarrass her. Now, I will say that it's possible for someone to actually bot another person's views. I mean, we learned all that during the Kendrick Lamar and the Drake beef, that, well, it's very easy. You don't have to be the owner of the YouTube account or the owner of the video to be botting somebody else's work. And so I do believe that maybe somebody decided to spend money out of spite on her. I don't know. I don't know if I should believe that. Who would that be? Because Advovo BBO right now does not have the money to be playing around and buying both for her. And that's a main op. I don't think Lottery Ticket has that time also. So let me know in the comment section, you guys, what you think about this entire situation. Moving on to the next thing that we're going to be talking about, let us talk about Karisha and Tyla. It seems like this is a beef that that everyone is shocked about. I personally didn't see this coming, because how do these people even overlap? I don't see them even having any form of interaction, musical interaction, that would lead to them stealing songs from each other. So you guys, Taylor announced that she's got a video that's coming out, a song actually that's titled Chanel, and it's going to be coming out on the 24th of October. And it seems like Carisha is not happy about this. She feels like Tyla stole that song particularly from her, because she has her own song that she did, which says, take me to Chanel. And Tyla's hook says, put me in Chanel. And I did listen to Carisha's song. She does say "Take Me to Chanel." That's the similarity that I got. It's basically the Chanel part. Everything else is different. Tyla's is definitely amapiano, very on brand for her sound, and Carisha's is very much very much hip hop. So the sound is not the same, but the lyrical concept, that one lyric clearly was inspired by Carisha's song, if Carisha is really telling the truth. So this is what she had to say in a couple of tweets. She said, "This girl really ran off with my song and I don't know how to feel about it. Mind you, I played this song for this girl." And she said, I am confused. And then Young Miami also said, "Take Me to Chanel is bigger than Put Me in Chanel." And then another person said, "PSA, it is Tyla. She has a new song called Chanel. The chorus is Put Me in Chanel, Put Me in Chanel." And Carisha responded to that and said, "Let's talk about it." Seemingly confirming that, indeed, it is Tyla that she is talking about. And honestly speaking, a lot of wild things are happening in 2025. Never in my wildest dreams did I ever think that I would see, Carisha beefing with Tyla. In what world? It's crazy. Tyla herself is out there being petty, very, very petty. She announced that song and did say that for the girls that are trying to drag me on Twitter. And I'm like, oh my God. She just does not care. It seems she's not bothered. She doesn't care. And people are saying that, Carisha doesn't have to blame Tyla. It probably is the producer that decided to move with Tyla. And yeah, let me know in the comment section, you guys, what you think about this entire situation. Now, moving on to the next thing that we're going to be talking about. Let us talk about Arrogante and these allegations that people are coming with against his name. So, word on the streets is that, Arrogante is actually behind the so-called tea that Advovo BBO was talking about on Twitter, where, she was saying that she knows a lot of stuff about Papa Bear. Meanwhile, she was alluding to the fact that, people have been saying that Papa Bear is nonverbal, he's autistic, and all of these things. Now, people are coming out saying that actually how this leaked is that Arrogante is cool with Dreamdoll, who's cool with, Advovo BBL, and, Arrogante being close to Nicki or having access to Nicki Minaj is the one who was taking that information and feeding it to Dreamdoll. Allegedly. So yeah, it seems like Arrogante caught wind of that, and he was out there talking about, this is not my vibe, that's not how I roll. In fact, let me actually read what he had to say verbatim. He said, "One thing that I don't effing do is talk about people's kids, especially anybody I'm close with. I would never in my life gossip or pillow talk about anybody I'm close to, personal business, and never in a million years will I ever need to steal or take from anybody. I do not play that ish. Never been a big goofy messy gossiping ninja, and never will I be. Always been a real ninja. I will forever remain one. Keep my effing mouth out of these lame corny behind stories and lies that y'all are making up. I don't got ish to do with nothing and what anybody else have going on. I stay the F in my lane and I mind my business and take my money. If I look like going to another telling somebody business, I'm not these big that get tea and gossip. Never been my speed and never will be." So this is him blatantly denying that I have got absolutely nothing to do with any rumor that you guys might have heard. Now, I will say that when it comes to the stealing part, I did tell you that I don't think that Arrogante would be out there stealing. But now that I'm thinking about it, I didn't think about the ties between Dreamdoll and Advocate BBL. And this is why this internet is just the industry, is just so messy, because a lot of things do overlap. Now, do I think that it's interesting that all of a sudden Ice Spice is now running around with him everywhere and basically doing pink? Like, she has rebranded from her orange to the pink hairstyle. For me, I'm just looking like, I don't know if that is not weird. And the fact that her old hairstylist was out there exposing her for asking to, the hairstylist to do exactly the Nicki Minaj hair. And after that, she runs around and starts working heavily with Tay. This is not like a once in a while. This is like, and everywhere she's going, she's moving around with Tay. And I don't know, that's just an interesting dynamic. At the end of the day, Tay still has to get his money. But from Ice Spice's part, I do feel like she's being messy intentionally. For Tay, I think that is just getting his coins. Interesting energy, interesting vibes, by the way. Somebody else is coming through with this. And let me play what they had to say.
Make sure you comment, like, and share. But anyway, you guys, I'm finna tell y'all this. I'm not trying to be Tasha K. I really ain't got shit, so I don't need nobody to come trying to sue me. This is all alleged or whatever or whatnot. But the reason why Nicki Minaj unfollowed Eric and Tay because he was talking to the ops or whatever or whatnot. And it's very sad and it's very sick. Tell you it go out like that or whatever or whatnot. Y'all talking about Nicki unfollowed because of Ice Spice and Paris, baby, please. That's beneath Nicki or whatever or whatnot. What's been going on, Eric and Tay has been talking to the ops. Y'all know that Eric and Tay is cool with Dream Doll. They're like this, Dream Doll. Well, Dream Doll and are like this. Allegedly, or whatever or whatnot. Eric and Tay been in that salon keeping up mess. Pillow talking. Y'all know when people come into the salons, they get the pillow talking and doing all of that, being messy and stuff like that. But anyway, what was told to me that Eric and Tay told Dream Doll that Nicki Minaj was son was nonverbal, allegedly. And said Dream Doll called and told B. You get what I'm saying? I'm just here, the messenger, and that's why B been getting online saying little slick stuff about, Papa Bear can't speak and things of that nature or whatever or whatnot. But these people are very messy. Eric and Tay is so messy. And let me tell y'all ladies, I always try to tell y'all to stay out of sissy business, LGBT business. Well, I'm here to say today, Tay, you need to stay out them women business, keeping up mess. Cause why is you over there doing the Queen of Rap hair, knowing you done signed the NDAs? You know you done did all of this, allegedly. And you going back pillow talking to Dream Doll out of everybody? Dream Doll went right back, her and be talking on the phone, keeping up mess, and then done slid across the Queen's desk, allegedly. That's what was said to me or whatever or whatnot, but it's just a lie. And once a sister, always a sister. And I thought you was different from the sisters from us. You just like us. You is messy like the rest of us sisters. Why would you go back and say that about that girl? Child. To somebody, that is wrong, say. You know that's wrong. Allegedly. Or whatever, or whatnot. But anyway, ladies, what do you guys think about Eric and Tay going back, telling Dream Doll about Nicki Minaj business and this, that, or whatever, and Dream Doll going to tell B, then be getting online, saying stuff, and this, that, to the third. I don't know, honey. This is just so messy. But before anything, I am a barb. You know, it is what it is, and it ain't what it ain't. I love you guys. Drop a comment. What you guys think about it?
Well, there you heard that, you guys. There you heard that. Now, moving on to the next thing that we're going to be talking about. Yesterday, I did a video about how Akademiks came out and said that, listen, pray for Nicki Minaj because Roc Nation is really, really devious. And I even said that for Akademiks who does not mess with Nicki Minaj to come out saying that, should tell you guys something. And he is echoing that even he himself has been seeing weird vibes or weird energy and things happening to people around him and people questioning people that surround him, of information that, may be used against him in some way. And he feels like the reason why they're doing all of this is because they want him to change his opinion about Bongo 2. Because you guys know that, well, he's been very vocal about the Bongo 2 and Tory Lanez situation. So he does feel like at this point they're trying to force him to change his opinion. And if someone is willing to go to all those lengths just to ensure that, their own opinion that they want out there about someone is being shared, to me, you guys call Nicki Minaj all of these things and you guys say she has all these mental issues, but does that not seem like psychosis to you? Like, the amount of money they're willing to invest in petty things like this is insane to me. To me, it sounds like people who are obsessed with power that will feel some type of way about anyone challenging their stance or challenging the narrative they want being put out there. For me, it's a power thing. I feel like it's someone who's addicted to control. That they cannot stand someone, they cannot stand not being able to control someone. And I do feel like this is the reason for their ongoing issues with Nicki Minaj. She will not allow herself to be controlled. And they despise that. They would rather lose everything, ensuring that, well, it appears like they can control everyone. You guys cannot pick up how weird it is for every grown man in the industry to be scared of these people. But you have the audacity to come out here and say that Nicki is lying. She's delusional. When you guys can tell that every other person in the music industry is scared to call them out for anything. Even the likes of Joe Biden that pretend to have basketballs, they are scared. But you guys still want to paint these guys as the good guys. I mean, if they were good guys, they wouldn't be out there shutting up people to make sure that they don't share their opinions on them. It's not normal. But anyway, let me insert what Akademiks had to say, you guys, to explain that tweet. To me, it does feel like more people may come out vindicating Nicki Minaj and vindicating her for the fact that she's not making all of these up. She clearly is experiencing this. Let me insert what I had to say. But before then, Nicki also came on the internet, on Twitter, and she said, give it up to God, okay? And she said, give it to God, I mean. And to me, it basically means that she's leaving everything to God. One thing I know about it is that God does not sleep, okay? He's not man, okay? There's a verse of his where in the Bible where he says that, well, I let you do all of these things, and you thought that, well, you thought I didn't see. You thought I wasn't seeing anything. But the whole time, he was observing and seeing and giving you the time to do everything that you want to do so that in the last moment, you can see that at the end of the day, there's only one God, Jehovah. And you can't get away with just being messy. And I wouldn't say what Akademiks had to say, but I don't think that after that I'm going to be coming back. Thank you very much, you guys, for watching. And until my next one, see you.
I want to be very clear about what I'm about to say. Because I did say pray for Nicki Minaj. Roc Nation is devious, and I'm going to leave it there. I want to be very clear and blunt. I'm not an ally of Nicki Minaj. I'm not a friend of Nicki Minaj. Me and Nicki Minaj do not speak. I have no horse in the race, and I do not care that much about Nicki Minaj to that extent. I do want to sit here, and I want to validate some of what Nicki Minaj is saying, because what Nicki Minaj is alluding to with Roc Nation, I have seen disturbing patterns and trends as well. I've seen that they use bully tactics to silence people, to get their way, to try to sway, coerce, and change people's opinions of things they care about. And they do it through nefarious means, or they will throw a shit ton of money, and you never know. Somebody might pop out the woodworks with an accusation, with a debt that you supposedly owe them, or they'll make up something that you're about to have to sell your house. I'm telling y'all, everyone isn't saying these things because of nothing. I say pray for Nicki Minaj because I could name you 5 people who they have had a gripe or issue with either the business conduct or maybe their time or whatever with Roc Nation specifically, that they have all thrown in the white flag. Shit, damn near I'm ready to throw in the white flag because I don't know Jay-Z, and I don't feel that passionate about nobody at Roc Nation. But what I've realized is that, again, I played you the audio. I believe there's some people that's undoubtedly harassing affiliates and associates of mine. Even though they've declined to say who they work for based on the questioning that they're asking, the things they're interested in, we believe they work for Roc Nation. I showed you in a deposition that was supposedly be about Meg Thee Stallion's case with a blogger. The attorneys on the call were saying, go tell Desiree Perez what Akademiks is saying. Desiree Perez is not the manager of Meg Thee Stallion. She's the CEO of Roc Nation. I want to say I might not like Nicki Minaj, but I do want to say let's relax on thinking that she's batshit crazy when she's speaking about Roc Nation. Let's relax and pray for her, because I wouldn't be surprised, based on how hard she's going, if we see a few things happen. And I don't even want to speak these things into existence, but you have to be aware. If her husband gets jammed up again, I could see something. Again, I could see something of that sort just happening randomly. I could see much legal problems coming to Nicki Minaj's way, and I could see very terrible allegations and accusations being put on her. It is what it is. Roc Nation, whether, and I'll say allegedly, they play in a dirty game with everybody. And for them, I think it's a blood sport. Because if you ask me, I'm trying to be cool with Roc Nation. They don't seem like they want to be cool. They just like when I shut the fuck up, or really they're trying to change my opinion about a few things. I'm gonna put out that full deposition video, y'all. Y'all gonna hear them argue with me, basically just trying to have me say something else about how I think about the Tory and Meg situation. But it is what it is. So I'm just giving caution. I'm giving measured, cautioned advice in how I look at this. Chat. I am no friend of Nicki Minaj, but I do want to say she's barking up a tree that if I was a friend, if I was a relative, if I was a sibling, if I was a child of hers, well, obviously her child is a kid, is a baby. If I was a fan, I'm a fan of her music, but I'm not a barb, I'll be concerned for her well-being. I'm going to be honest with you. I personally think if Roc Nation really don't like somebody and they feel they're that big of a problem, I could see them taking it all the way. Whatever you think all the way is, you work it out. And I think Roc Nation is a one of one. Listen, I know y'all talk about UMG. Y'all talk about whatever. UMG will blackball you. That's a fact. Roc Nation, I think, will have your ass in a pack, if you get what I mean. So I'm going to leave that there. Pray for Nicki. She don't seem like she backing down. She later did say she wasn't going to drop the album, which supposedly she was going to be talking about a few things related to Roc Nation, but a lot of things specifically related to Jay-Z, where she seemingly was going to be calling out Jay-Z's kids and all that type of stuff. So I don't know. She had said she says, oh, okay, I'm not going to put out the album anymore. No more music. I hope you're happy now, Jay-Z. Bye, Barbs. Love you for life. I don't know. Anyway, we can't hear the spaces? Somebody must have recorded it. Nicki Minaj. Nicki Spaces. 2 hours ago. Here we go.
I came up with a beautiful new song today. And
okay, so she says talking about music.
The things you're happy about, all the things that you're grateful for. Remember, did you do it? Themselves. I came back and I see that the Barb's been, I don't know what The bar's been on one child lately. I don't know what it is, but tell them to be nice.
Act right and be good. Listen to every.
Yeah. It'd be like a
Never, we haven't spoken before.
probably was it elementary school. We are in the best musical place I've ever been in. But I do feel the love. It's
Okay. Look like she's talking about music, not Jay-Z or whatever. Again, it would be interesting if we started seeing Roc Nation like kind of address some of these things. Or really Desiree Perez or even Jay-Z. You know, and again, I think eventually Jay-Z is going to do a Spaces or some type of thing. When anybody asks him questions, please get the full context, because here's the thing. There's so many direct questions to ask. But if you ask generally, hey, is Roc Nation trying to kill people? Of course, they're going to be like, what are you talking about? Yo, people are crazy, right? But there's specific questions to ask. Very specific questions. Anyway, I've damn near thrown in my white flag with Roc Nation. I want no more smoke with them. But while Nicki's still in the ring, if y'all Barb's love her, y'all should be super protective, because if y'all hear some crazy news about Nicki in the next 3 months, you know damn well where it came from or who put those wheels in motion. Okay? All right. What are y'all talking about? Jay-Z doesn't care to speak to the public. Of course he's going to speak to the public. He talks at times. It's just that when he talks, it's a glaze fest, right? Like, the thing with Jay, when Jay talks, he sets the agenda and no one veers off of it. When anyone associated with Jay talks, they only talk about Jay. So, again, do I think anyone's going to get an answer about those things from him? Probably not. But I'm telling you, there's actual questions to be asked, okay? All right, people. It's 5 o'clock. It's 5 o'clock. I'm getting the fuck off here. What the fuck? It's like a fly. 5 o'clock. I'm getting off here.